It's generally thought that Thomas Edison invented the motion picture, but filmmaker and author Paul Fisher is telling the mysterious story of Louis Le Prince, who is the actual inventor who had the patents.
His new book is called The Man Who Invented Motion Pictures, a true tale of obsession, murder, and the movies. And Paul Fisher joins us live. Thanks for being with us, Paul.
Hi, Robin. Hi, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Well, how is it possible that this man has the patent and Thomas Edison gets the credit?
Well, the thing that happened to Louis Le Prince is after he made his films, which exist, and built his camera and had his patents, he got on a train in France months before making this invention public and vanished, never to be seen again. And it's one of the great unsolved Victorian mysteries. And by going missing, he sort of lost out on commercially exploiting this invention and getting the credit. And a few months after he disappears, Thomas Edison comes out with his device, which is very similar. And kind of kicking off a whole series of lawsuits over who was responsible for making the first movie.
And so what conclusions did you come to? I know you probably don't want to give the whole book away, but are you implying that maybe Thomas Edison had something to do with his disappearance?
Well, the thing that's fascinating that I look at in the book is Thomas Edison's kind of become the attractive suspect for this because it's an exciting possibility that this great mythical inventor might have been a murderer. And what I come to in the book is that he's sort of a great red herring rather than a great answer. And there's a theory of what happened to Le Prince that I favor that there is a lot of circumstantial evidence for that does not involve Edison. But the book also explores the different things Edison may have done that weren't entirely ethical to get rid of his competition, but they all fall short of crime.
I think we have a little bit of that, the original movie that Louis Le Prince shot. I think we have some video of that. Is this it's only a couple of seconds, it's in a backyard. It's his family, right, in England?
That's the one. It probably was longer. This is the fragment that survives. And this was made 3 years before Thomas Edison ever made a film public.
So you say so you say Edison's technology was similar, but not the same. So did he get his own patent and then made money off that? Or did Louis Le Prince's family end up getting any money?
No, Thomas Edison got his own patent, and there was a lot of legal wrangling designed to establish him as the legal rights holder to movies, even though his patent was dated after Le Prince. And the Le Prince family never got anything, but they did go to court and try and get their own rights established in the defining lawsuit that kind of led to Hollywood as we know it today.
So we're talking about the 1880s, the 1890s here, very long time ago. How did you do your research?
It's a lot of going through archives and digging through church halls and looking for people's financial records and letters and correspondences. And Le Prince's widow, after he disappeared, did everything she could to reestablish his legacy. So there are some leads there in their papers to try and track him down. And I tried to approach it as rigorously as possible and try and really put the reader into the workshop with this man 140 years ago and feel what it was like to invent a medium out of nothing.
So he was never found? They just declared him legally dead at a certain point? Is that what happened?
That's correct. He was never found. He was never heard from again. There were no clues. The investigation sort of dried up very quickly. And at the time, a missing person with no body, you'd have to wait 7 years to declare them dead. And for that 7 years, Le Prince's intellectual property rights were frozen in case he did reappear. And that played a part in his family not being able to claim his rights.
So you described this as the race to invent the motion picture. Was this a competition? Was this a race to a new technology?
It was. Once photography got evolved enough that people could see a way to take so many pictures in 1 second, they can make them move. There were dozens of people around the world trying to invent their own version of a film camera. There was a man in France who invented a gun that he loaded with film so it could rotate and take the pictures. Edison saw the opportunity. Le Prince was great because he was the first guy to kind of have a vision for the medium beyond the technology and what it might mean for people to be able to see how everybody lived on the other side of the planet and how it might change us.
Wow, really fascinating topic. Again, the book is called The Man Who Invented Motion Pictures. You can find Paul on his site. There's the information there on your screen, the website, and also his Twitter handle. Paul, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good day.
You too.